So this week we are going to be taking the CSS that we have been working with, and we are going to use it to create HTML menus. So there are no new web readings today because it's all CSS, we're just going to put it together in a little different way. So the lecture demo shows you quite a few different ways of creating horizontal menus, creating vertical menus, creating pull-down menus. And a lot of it starts with an unordered list. So we are going to do a little quick review of unordered lists. And then we get into navigation menus or navigation bars, and the styling that you need to use to create a menu. And so a lot of this is just about CSS being used a little differently than what we have done in the past. Okay, and then we look at different layouts, and quite often, if I show you a layout, you're going to see a link to a page that you can kind of view on its own. Right click, go into view page source, and kind of look at the CSS and how everything was done. And so here's another one that you could look at, in addition to having these little interactive buttons here. I believe all of these work. Oh, and I should show you, you'll notice in here, like those two little less than signs or angle brackets. Okay, those are created with HTML. It's called an HTML entity. And so we're going to learn a little bit more about those today too. Okay, so first we go through how to create all of these different types of menus. And then we get down here far enough, and we get into icon bars. And Font Awesome has a lot of icons that you can use. Font Awesome 4 is free. Font Awesome 5, there's also a lot of free ones, but you do have to register at their site to use Font Awesome 5. So here is a link to Font Awesome. And they actually are pretty awesome because they are really basically little vector graphics, and we can color them and size them using CSS. We can actually add them into buttons. So they are really pretty neat and easy to use. But in order to use them, you have to include the library. And there's a couple different ways to include the library. So this is Font Awesome 5. And these are the icon classes for the little guys that I have up here. And if you are using Font Awesome 4, then this is what you have to include at the top of your web page. So these have to be between the opening and closing head tags in order for you to pull the libraries in. Okay. But we are going to be creating an icon bar menu with Font Awesome icons. So this tells you how to add the library link, how to create, in this case, a vertical bar, but you'll also learn how to create a horizontal bar. Okay, and that was all with Font Awesome. And then you will also learn how to add those, the HTML entities, which are HTML code, and it will give you all sorts of different symbols. So I've got some links where you can find those. And you can see that here I've got the house, the pin, the little link here. These are all HTML entities. And this is how they were added into my page. And then finally, if you want some kind of a animated navigation button, through the miracle of CSS, you can do this, which is kind of fun too. And so this shows you how to create that type of effect. And you are going to be working with a lot of this in the textbook assignment. So for the textbook assignment, and I will fix that so that it opens right up for you guys. For the textbook assignment, what you are going to be doing is downloading this. Basically, it's a folder with an entire website. So not a lot to each of the pages, but what you guys are going to be doing is adding the CSS to create the menus. So you're going to download this and you're going to start creating a vertical menu. Okay, and the CSS you need for that is here. There's also a video that'll walk you through. And then you're going to copy that and you will change the folder name on your copy. And there's a couple different ways you can work with the CSS. One of them is through IDs. So you're going to work with the CSS using both techniques. And then you can figure out which one you like better. And then you're going to do a horizontal menu with a hidden menu. So here's yet another structure that you're going to download and modify. For this one, it's basically a web page, right, with pull-down menus. And you're going to add an icon bar to the bottom. And then if you want to see how this is done, just look at the code. It's a little different type of menu. And then the animated side menu that we saw at the bottom of the lecture demo, you are going to be creating that. And so that is this last one. And you'll notice when you download this page that we've got some cool CSS animation going on here. And then you're going to add some buttons. So that is the assignment. You're going to transfer all of that to the web and make sure you check everything live so that you know that it works. And then you are going to go into the lab assignment. So for the lab assignment, what you are going to be doing is converting your assignment page into menus. So each one of the lessons is going to be a pull down menu. Okay, so that is the goal. And this video actually shows you how to make those changes. But you're going to take your current assignment page and you're going to name it version 1. And you're going to take your current CSS and you're going to name it version 1. You're going to then, at that point, you should have 2 assignment pages. You're going to have assignments and you're going to have assignments version 1. You are going to be modifying assignments. And then for the CSS, you should have 2. You should have assignments and then you'll have assignments version 1. You should be modifying assignments. Okay, we're just keeping the old versions so you have a copy of them. Okay, and then you are going to go through the modifications to create the pull down menu. Once you are done with that, you are going to add a navigation bar to the footer of your assignment page. Okay, and here is the code you need. And then this is what it would look like. And then finally, the last part is adding links to all of the exercises that you did this week. And you will be transferring that all to the web, and then you will be submitting done to your textbook assignment Dropbox and to the lab assignment Dropbox. If you run into any problems or if you have questions, please let me know and have an awesome week.